Want Shiny Cobalion with zero guesswork? I'm Zane, aka Direwolf. In this video, I'll show you the best reset path and the exact 8BitDo macro that I used for my hunt. Let's get to it. Just to make things a little bit easier, we're going to record our macro outside of the Justice Dojo in Lumio City, not in Hyperspace. So if we pay attention to where Cobalion spawns in the Hyperspace, it's up here at the edge of this canal. And if we drop our pin down here, we'll actually see that it goes to the bottom of the canal. So it adds about 10 meters to what our perceived distance here. So when we run back here, we don't need to be the full 50. We can actually be a little bit further, but a really good point is getting right over this line here, this break in the brick. And as you can see, that puts us right at 50. So as long as we get over that line, we know that we're spawning in a new Cobalion, and anything other than that is just extra. But like Verizian, Cobalion moves. So what we're going to do is actually come back over to the canal, and we're going to drop our pin right on ourselves on this corner. And what that's going to do is allow us to calibrate for some drift. Worst case, Cobalion is going to come up to that corner, but he's never actually going to come up onto the ledge. So as long as we can get about 65 to 70 meters away from there, as you can see, 71 is right at the edge, this corner of the bridge. So we can bring it in a little bit here. And that puts us at 68. And Cobalion's never going to drift that close. This is going to be a really good place to dial this in. We are going to calibrate right here on the corner, right behind the midpoint of the bridge, which you can see right here denoted by that brick in the middle. And so what we're going to do is plant ourselves right here on this corner, angle ourselves forward, and now we're going to program our macro. So first things first, we want to run forward until we get to that 50, right about there, and then run back. And then that is our perfect reset loop. So now we'll jump over to the Ultimate software and we're going to program that, and I'll show you guys what I've got. Hey, Zane from the future here after I already got the Shiny Cobalion. So I have the final macro configuration set up, but I'm going to record it live here with you guys so that we can go through the full process. So over here in the Ultimate software, we're going to go to switch, open up our profile, go to macros, and we're going to create a new macro. Call this one Cobalion. And as we went over, we'll do start, and we'll just up B, release up, down B, release down. And that's going to be the inputs that we need. And now we just need to cue these to be the right times. So we'll make each one of these button inputs exactly 50 milliseconds just for consistency. And then the turnaround time here, you need to put a 100 millisecond pause in between the release of the up sprint before you initiate the down sprint. Otherwise, your character won't have turned around before you initiate the sprint, and they'll just walk back. So you just need to have a big enough pause here for that to happen. And then the total runtime up was 4,100 milliseconds. And because we're running up that slope, that incline, it's actually going to be longer on the up than it is on the return trip. So then our return trip is going to be 4,015 milliseconds. And so you're running slower up, faster back. And so we're going to have that discrepancy there in that forward and reverse times. And then what I did, switched it over to multiple. And this is then going to put a timer in between the end of your return trip before you start the next trip. So this has to be 100 milliseconds to match this middle timer here. And I set mine to be 30 cycles before the macro stopped. And this is just a nice little indicator when you're doing chores around the house or anything else that you're doing when you're running this macro. When you notice that that screen stops, you've done your full 30 count and you go check your shinies. This gave me about 1,000 calories left when the macro stopped. You can run it tighter if you're paying closer attention to the macro, but give yourself a little bit of buffer. You don't want to just run into you ran out of calories in the hyperspace every single time. So give yourself some time to run around, go check Cobalion, and give yourself time to catch it. And now that we've got the macro set up, it's time to go into hyperspace. Once you find your 5-star hyperspace hole that contains Cobalion, you're going to want to enter it with a sparkling power at level 3 donut that has either steel or fighting. As you can see here, I've got one with steel, and if you want the full breakdown of that donut recipe, check out this video linked above. Spoiler alert, that sweet score of this donut is only 375. Once you feed that donut to Hoopa, and Mabel confirms you're in the right place, it's time to find Cobalion. Once we spawn in, we're going to make a beeline to Cobalion, so you're going to run over to this ledge, vault yourself off, run down these stairs, and we're going to plant ourselves right underneath the bridge. We'll lay down our hard save. Once we've got the hard save, we'll just run the macro. We want to make sure that we've cleared that front line. Looks good. Get all the way back, get past that brick in the middle, and that's our route. So once that's set up, we know that we're going to be respawning and despawning Cobalion on loop, and just leave it at that. Come back, check for shinies. At this point, you might be asking yourself, why are we running off to the right side if Cobalion is on the left? Shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Why are we not just running at Cobalion? You must be really smart, because that is a great question. If you run to the side, because you're jumping over that lip of the curb where the road is, you actually start to drift further and further left, and then you don't get the full run distance. So we're going to keep it off to the right. As long as you stay up on that sidewalk, you aren't going to drift. So you can angle yourself a little bit. You don't have to be perfectly parallel with the railing, but do make sure that you don't fall off that ledge. Otherwise, that is going to cause you to drift. And we've got it. So there it is. Proof that you can get your shiny Cobalion with just a little bit of patience. Trust the process. If you guys have any questions, troubleshooting, let me know in the comments down below. Happy hunting. Now that you've got your Cobalion, you can check out this playlist over here for all of the other shiny legendary encounters in Pokemon Legends EA. Or you can check out this other video showcasing how to shiny hunt alphas exclusively with an isolation encounter method. Regardless of what you're looking for, happy hunting, and I'll see you there.